morning. Well, it's Monday. I'm in the car, everything's packed up, water's off. A bit sad, but now that I know that everything's going to be easier, a lot more hopeful about getting back down here very soon. And I had a fabulous time, so mustn't grumble. I'm going to head into Pontremoli. I need to go and pay my taxes, and apparently you can't do that online yet, so I have to go down to the town hall, speak to those guys, and obviously when in town, pop into the supermarket, pick up some olive oil, pick up some local bits and bobs, some salumi and some parmigiano and some ham, and then it'll be the long trip back to Innsbruck, and I reckon 2 or 3 weeks we'll be back down. So I might just film bits and bobs of this. It'll be interesting to see if the police stop me, the Italians or the Austrians going back in. I can't really see it happening, to be honest, but there we go. So enjoy some of the scenery if you're interested. That'll probably be most of today. Okay, so I'm in town and everything's open now. I hope you can hear me properly because there's still an obligation of wearing a mask outdoors. Funny, 7 months later, I still know I've only not been here that many times, but it sort of does feel very nice, sort of homely. And there are very many very pretty houses around here. Anyway, into the old town and head to the town hall. Okay, so that was a little bit frustrating, but still it was a nice walk. Unfortunately, you can't get into the town hall at all. You have to call. He gave me phone numbers, but it's quite difficult to talk on the phone. My Italian is not really very good, so face to face I can more or less make myself understood, but when you're on the phone, you're missing the sign language and the gesticulations, so that makes it quite hard. I shall try and send more emails. I've been sending lots of emails. That'll eventually get through, otherwise it'll be next time I come down. But I did run into, hang on, there's a guy with a strimmer here. I'm going to move a little bit further on. There we go, that's much better. And I'm down on the square in front of the little, it's the little church down here. And this, which unfortunately is shut, otherwise I would have been in there. Some of the best pasta I've ever had in my life. Anyway, as I was saying, as I was walking back up to get the car, I ran into David, who was our estate agent who sold us the house, and had a quick chat with him. Lovely chap. Showed me some of the stuff he has for sale at the moment. Now apparently the season wasn't too bad. The Italians have been buying. The prices are quite low, but that's to be expected. But he has some lovely property up for sale at the moment. I saw a nice, it's very small, 55 square meters, but 29,000 euros. That's not a lot of money. A few minutes outside of town here. If you want to have a look, pop onto Immobile Nova in Pontremoli. I'll put the link down at the bottom. Right, go and get some cheese and some olive oil and some stuff, and I'll be back later on. Okay, well, I'm on my way. It's raining. There's roadworks everywhere, so probably the perfect time to go. And I am looking forward to getting home, cuddling with the kids. I popped into a supermarket. I bought some stuff to make some pizza tonight for dinner, so that's something to look forward to. And just settle into a rhythm for the next 4-ish hours until we get home. I've got my test booked for as soon as I arrive, so I'll drive straight to the test centre, get my COVID test done, before I get home to the family, I should have the results. See that? That's Carrara marble. Isn't it beautiful? Very, very heavy. I imagine that guy's not had much fun driving up from the coast with that on the back. Okay, I hope you can hear me because of the road noise. So, so far so good. We're now just going to drive past Parma. This is the motorway that goes from Milan across to Bologna. It goes past Modena, which is where they make Ferraris and things. I did once see a testing Lamborghini on this stretch of road here. But if you do ever come down here, be careful. It has an average speed check system on it, so we're doing exactly 130 kilometers an hour, and that way we shouldn't get into too much trouble from the camera system. This is the exhibition centre for Parma, which is pretty huge, and obviously been empty for a while now, I guess, but everything seems to be picking up, although on the roads it's still 80% lorries. Well, we'll see. I'll check back in. We're going to head past Verona next, I think. Well, I'm glad I'm going this direction and not the other direction. There's a huge tailback, a lorry that obviously caught fire. It's all out now, but they're towing away the little bits and bobs that are left of it, which was not a lot. And it's created a huge tailback. That would have added probably a good hour onto the drive time down if that had happened on Thursday. So far I have been, as always, extremely lucky. So here's the exit to Verona. I don't know what this lorry thinks it's up to. Right. The traffic is still on, so that's a huge tailback. Go around this corner, look, there's some little flowers in bloom. The weather isn't fabulous. It's pretty uninspiring, actually. The landscape here, it's pretty flat and quite boring. But Verona is a wonderful town, and perhaps we'll go there one day and have a wander around with the camera. But for now, well, still on schedule, home by 3:30, and then, well, at the test centre at 3:30, and home hopefully shortly afterwards. Go and see the kids. Okay, well, it's super windy here and it's still raining a little bit. We've just come past Mantova and entered the region of Verona, so we'll be at the city of Verona in a couple of minutes, and then it's about another 2.5 hours. So all is going well so far, except that the weather's pretty horrible. I was just thinking to myself, what a shame it is that I can't play my playlist, my car playlist on YouTube because of the licensing. I've just run through Angie, the Rolling Stones, we've had A Whiter Shade of Pale, and I was just on Lou Reed. Everyone has their, their driving favourites, but it just makes it so much easier and so much more relaxing. This is almost therapeutic, so yeah, I'm sure you can know more or less what I'm talking about. Okay, see you later. So we've made it up to more or less Lake Garda. We're just driving past Lake Garda. It's sort of hidden away on the side behind these mountains. So not really very far to go now. Really quite looking forward, but all the time in my head I'm going through what I need for next time I come down. When will I be able to organise the next trip down? Should I buy plasterboard? Should I buy this? Should I? So I think I'm going to be slightly distracted of the evenings for the next couple of days, organising the next trip, because, well, if you're watching, you understand. It is. It's like a little itch that needs to be scratched. Well, we're back into the beautiful country, beginning of the Alps. These are the Dolomites. You see the pink stone, it's fabulous. So we've picked up some time on the way because it's been pretty empty, so it looks like we'll be back around 3:20ish. which will be perfect. So far, everything good. The rain's stopped. There's not many people on the roads. It's a nice, relaxing trip. Okay, so of the very few places that we could possibly get stopped, one of them is obviously as it was on the way down, the place where you pay for the motorway. Now I do have a beeper for Italy, which means I can just drive through and it beeps and then it comes off the bank account at the end of the month. So it's quite unlikely that we get stopped or checked, but I thought I'd film it anyway, just in case. Place is packed. So because we have the beeper thing, we can go through this yellow lane here. And it is, and I can highly recommend this if you drive a lot in Italy. Look how easy this is. Job done. And no police there. So we'll just keep heading and I'll turn back on in about 5 minutes. We'll be at the border. Okay, well here we are in Brenner at the border. I don't know if you can see, but there is still a fair bit of snow lying around here. Sort of everywhere where it's not direct sunlight looks like it's snowing, but it doesn't look like it snowed today. We're at about 1100 meters above sea level. It's about 9 degrees. So we're about to head over the border after this tunnel. There's a little Austrian checkpoint normally, and we'll see what happens there. Okay, so they're definitely checking the cars as they're coming in. Mask on. Okay, well we're in. He asked me to stop filming, which is fair enough. I'm always happy to do that for anyone. Wanted to know where I'd come from, what I was doing there, what the reason why I was there for. He checked my digital passenger registration form, which the Italians didn't check, and checked the meeting that, well, the SMS. You get an SMS in Austria for your test. Your test sort of appointment, so that's between 3 and 4. It's now 2 minutes to 3, so that was perfect, and he seemed happy with that. So all is well, and on my way back into Innsbruck. So there we are. There are our mountains. That means a couple more minutes and we'll be in town. They are very, very, very pretty. Okay, so everything did not go as smoothly as planned. Coming over just the last bridge, I heard a bang, and here's what's happened. We've blown out, and they're quite new tyres, but it seems to have blown out properly. It's certainly been running on the rim now because I finished to pull over. I don't think gunk will work in there, and I don't have a spare one, so I should call the services. Well, there'll be a lorry coming to pick it up, because unfortunately new cars these days don't get spare wheels, they just get some muck that you can squirt in, and A, I don't have the muck with me, and B, it actually popped. I heard it go bang, which is quite surprising. I don't know what's wrong with it. We'll probably find out at the garage, but I'll just have it taken to the local VW dealership, which is where I have my car done anyway, and they can put the summer tyres on it, and we'll have the winter tyres fixed. Or I imagine this will have to be changed. If you look at how much rubber just wore off it just the last 200 metres going over the bridge, but I can't see exactly what happened, where it exploded. It might have popped on the inside, but it did. It sort of went bang. The dashboard lit up, and it made a terrible noise, but the the stability control and traction control and all of these things kept the car perfectly straight, so that was really very good. So now it's just a matter of waiting and seeing. I don't know how long this will take. The friendly chap from the UAMTC, which is like the Automobile Association here, said he'd send someone straight away. So I've literally been waiting 10 minutes, not even, and here he is. They call them the Yellow Angels here. One smart new tow truck. Perfect. Go and say hello, and then I'll come back in while we're putting it on, maybe, if you'll let me.
Du geht's besser.
Ja. So this is going to be a very strange experience. I get to sit in the car on the flatbed as we're being towed along, with the instructions of put your seatbelt on, and if anything's wrong, honk the horn. But we're on. It's going to take me to the garage. Car sat very high up here. How exciting is this? Okay, I think we're ready. Off we go. Long way down. Crikey. Well, that's got to be the best breakdown service ever. Well, we've made it into town. I have to have the window open because I can't have the engine running, so there's no air conditioning, and it's gotten very warm in here. It seems to be very warm outside. So I've just spoken to the garage. The garage is now going to organise a rental car and put my summer tyres on, and everything will be back to normal for tomorrow. So that was an exciting end to this trip. Here's Witten Cemetery and Church. We're back in town now. It's very strange. I don't know if I'd recommend it, probably not. Anyway, I shall check back in once I've got, or perhaps while we're unloading, but oh Christ, once we have something new. Okay, well, sorry about the noise, but here we are, less than an hour later, rental car all set up, ready to go. You'd never know. So now I'm going to go home, going to get tested, then go home. So, buffalo mozzarella,
So?
ready-made bag of dough from the dough place. The boys doing the chorizo, and then some olives, and hopefully delicious. Pizza was delicious. Now it's just cuddle time out on the balcony, and then I'll head in and edit the video later on. I will do a sort of sum up in the end. It's very bright here, the sun is shining, it's raining as much as you like in Italy, but here it seems to be perfect. So I seem to be very, very lucky today, except for the fact that my tyre blew out on the motorway. Everything else seems to have gone very well. Okay, so I'm home, kids are in bed. I'm about to put together the last movie of this very exciting long weekend. Planning on going back within the next few weeks. I probably mentioned that already. So at any rate, thank you very, very much for watching. Thanks for liking. Thank you for subscribing. It's been surprising after so many months that so many thousands of people actually spend their precious time watching me faffing about. But thank you very much. I'll be working through the comments over the next few days. I have read a lot of them, but I'll be going through them all, and I'll try and get back to you as much as I can. So thank you very much. Take care, and bye bye for now.